Hello and welcome. You're now looking at ClickFunnels.com, and ClickFunnels is a page and product management system that allows you to easily sell your products and services on the internet. It allows you not only to build landing and sales pages, but to also structure them so that they operate in a funnel where your customer will see more than one offer at a particular sale. The main features are its drag and drop interface, its shopping cart, and the integrations with other platforms. ClickFunnels does have specific pricing. The pricing includes at first level 20 funnels and then unlimited funnels in the middle tier plan. Your highest tier includes training from the ClickFunnels inventory. And there are 2 tiers of training available through its FunnelFlix platform. If you start the process from the home page, you can typically start with a 14-day trial. We're going to click this 14-day trial button. We're then going to write in our identifying information. It's possible that once you sign up, you will see a follow-up offer. You can click no thanks and go straight to your dashboard. You will then have access to the ClickFunnels dashboard, which you will then be able to walk through the initial steps and or set up your company on the platform. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now that we are inside of the dashboard, what we can do is go to our profile area, and we're going to go to our account settings. You can start by giving your company a name and then uploading your company image or logo to this area. You can upload your logo from your hard drive. You can then save your logo. You can update your company address, and then once you do that, you can edit your ClickFunnels subdomain. You're going to click the drop down arrow, and what you're going to do is you're going to write in a subdomain that you can use if you're not going to use your own domain with ClickFunnels. You'll get a notice that your subdomain is updated. You can then edit your time zone settings. Now, in terms of your affiliate settings, you'll notice that you have been given an affiliate ID. And what you can do is you can leave on your ClickFunnels affiliate badge. That means then that individuals can earn every time someone purchases ClickFunnels by coming to your ClickFunnels badge. You can also turn off this setting. Now, for the sake of this video, we are going to leave our WordPress API key turned off. This will allow you to integrate ClickFunnels with your WordPress website. At the end, you'll see some beta features that you can activate inside of your ClickFunnels account. And in order to turn them on, you will then need to click the status to enabled. Otherwise, you can leave them at the default setting and leave them turned off. Once you've made your changes, you can then click Save. You're then going to see an area for sub-users, and this will allow you to set up someone to be able to edit and work with your account. To do that, you're going to click Invite Sub-User. You're going to write that individual's email in this dialog box. Now, you can give the user full permissions by leaving this area enabled. You can also decide on specific areas that you're going to give the individual by toggling on this button. We're going to leave this button toggled on. We are then going to click Send Invite. You'll then see that the individual's invitation is going to be pending. That individual will then see an invitation in their email box. We are going to unblock the spam notification. You'll see then that the ClickFunnels notification will then be available. We're then going to click Accept Invite. Now, as of the recording of this video, there is an unsafe notification for that individual getting an email from the domain. So you're going to want to let the individual that you're inviting to your ClickFunnels system know of this possibility. That individual will then accept the terms of service. They'll then need to accept the affiliate agreement and then click Submit. They will then have access to a ClickFunnels dashboard, which will allow them to update your account. If you go back and refresh the page at your account by clicking F5, You'll then see then that the individual will then have full access. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, if you want to add time to your trial, what you'll see typically when you log in is that you can have an extra 30 days if you follow some steps set up by ClickFunnels. The first thing you'll need to do is to go to their Get Started webinar. What you'll do then is you will schedule a specific time for the webinar. You'll then write in your name and email address. You'll then complete your appointment. And to qualify for the bonus, you'll need to show up to their onboarding webinar. You'll then need to choose their next challenge. And to be aware, there will be a cost associated with the challenge. The time selection typically goes out 72 hours from the time that you are entering this particular challenge. Once you have made the purchase and then schedule the webinar, you will be given an extra 30 days onto your trial. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, one of the things that may have happened if you use a Gmail account along with your ClickFunnels sign-in is that you may not receive a confirmation for your email, nor will your additional user receive the confirmation. And that means then that they will not be able to confirm their email in order to become part of your ClickFunnels team. If that's the case, they can create an email address from their website control panel. So if they go to their own website and type in cPanel, which starts with control panel, they will be able then to find an area where they can create their own email address. Once they're inside their control panel, what they'll need to do is to go to their email accounts. And what they'll need to do then is to create an email account. They'll need to set up their password. If it's not going to be an email address they're going to use a lot, they'll need then to send the login link to an alternative email address. We're now going to create the email address. What they can do then is to set up a forwarder. And so they can go to this link to set up a forwarder. And what they'll need to do is to set up a new email address. And then set up the destination email address. This will mean then that they'll get emails at the email address where they typically are going to answer. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, if you go to the account settings area, you're going to see at the very bottom, there are going to be 5 more areas. In particular, you're going to see the integrations area. And you'll typically do integrations when you have a need for them. So for example, when you click Add New Integrations, you're going to see that there are several categories of integrations, and when you run into these situations, you will use those integrations. You'll also see that there are payment gateway integrations. For example, if we were to click Add New Payment Gateway, what you're going to see is that there are several gateways that you can use in order to sell your particular product. You're also going to see email integrations for SMTP. Now, if you're going to use your own transactional emails, perhaps because your emails are not being delivered, you can use a system with ClickFunnels by adding in the integration in the email integrations area. We will approach this topic in a future video. What you will also see is that you can change the subdomain to a specific domain that you are using with your particular website so that you can brand all of your ClickFunnels pages. And you will also be able to globally unsubscribe individuals from your campaigns. What we're going to do now is we're going to set up a domain. In the next video, we will go through the process of setting up a subdomain from our domain registrar. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we are going to set up a subdomain to use with our ClickFunnels account. Now, one of the things you'll notice is that ClickFunnels will work with several different domain registrars. And to find yours in particular, it's a good idea to go to their support tab, then to type in the word domains. You'll typically see a search result, and what you can do is you can look to the domains integrations support article. In this case, what you'll see is that there is a support article on GoDaddy. And so you can look for your individual registrar, or you can work through the GoDaddy registration to determine if it will work for you. What we're going to do first is go to our registrar, which in this case is going to be GoDaddy. And once we are inside of the DNS, we are going to set up a CNAME record. We are going to give the host a name of our choosing, and we're going to point to a ClickFunnels domain. Now, as of the recording of this video, we are going to place the domain in targets.clickfunnels.com. What we are then going to do is click Save. We are then going to come back to ClickFunnels and add in our external custom domain. We're then going to click the Add New Domain button. We're going to add an existing domain. You're then going to want to write in your subdomain. You'll then click Add Domain. You'll then click I've done this step. ClickFunnels will then show you that your subdomain is now connected and ready to use. You'll then want to go to your menu and click Domains once again. You'll see then that your subdomain should then be verified. What you'll want to do is click inside of your domain. You'll then see that you're going to have set up a default page. Now currently, if you don't have any pages set up, you'll be showing the ClickFunnels home page. What you'll want to do is to set up a page where you'll want to have visitors sent if they click on your subdomain all by itself. You'll also notice that there is a 404 error page that you can designate where this actually goes. Now you can set up so that your subdomain uses SSL. What you'll do then is you'll then click Add SSL. ClickFunnels will then initiate the process for your SSL to be set up. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now that you have the initial Welcome back. Now that your account settings are Welcome back. Now that you have set up your Welcome back. Once you have the basic account settings, you can then start the process of building pages. And to do that, you're going to come to your dashboard and you're going to click on this button that says Build a Funnel. You are then going to be brought to this page. And you're going to be given a choice of goals for the page that you want to create. Now you can choose any of the pre-made paths. You can choose the pre-made paths, or you can create a custom funnel. Now for the sake of this video, we are going to start the process of creating pages designed to collect emails. So to do that, we are then going to choose Collect Emails. We are then going to give this page and funnel a name. If you want to tag this funnel, you can. Otherwise, you can click the button that says Build Funnel. And you'll then have templates available for you to use in order to collect emails. You will select a specific template. Inside of the template designed to collect emails, there are two steps that you will need to customize. There is the opt-in page as well as the thank you page. What we're going to do first is click Edit Page. And there are two sides to the edit screen. To the left side at the top, you're going to be working with the functionality of your page you're going to be working with the functionality of the page that you are editing or creating. On the right side, you're going to be working with the appearance of the page that you are creating. Welcome back. Once you have the basic account settings, you can then start the process of building pages. And to do that, you're going to come to your dashboard and you're going to click on this button that says Build a Funnel. You are then going to be brought to this page, and you're going to be given a choice of goals for the page that you want to create. Now you can choose the pre-made paths, or you can create a custom funnel. Now for the sake of this video, we are going to start the process of creating pages designed to collect emails. So to do that, we are then going to choose collect emails. We are then going to give this funnel a name. If you want to tag this funnel, you can. Otherwise, you can click the button that says build funnel. And you'll then have templates available in order to collect emails. You will select a specific template. Inside of the template designed to collect emails, there are two steps that you will need to customize. There is the opt-in page as well as the thank you page. What we're going to do first is click Edit Page. And there are two sides to the edit screen. To the left side at the top, you're going to be working with the functionality of the page that you are editing or creating. On the right side, you're going to be working with the appearance of the page that you are creating. We will start on the left side menu and work with the page functionality. In the editing screen, you're going to see the ClickFunnels logo. This will take you back to the dashboard if you click it. If you click on this exit button, this will take you out of the page editor. If you want to determine how your page is going to look on a mobile device, all you'll need to do is to click this mobile icon. You'll then see how your page is going to look while you're working on it. You can then click on the Apps tab. These are things that you can have turned on or off to fit into your editing screen. You'll then see an editing menu, and you're going to have several choices here that you can start working with. We will look at the first submenu, which is going to be for integrations. Now, because we are working with an opt-in page, the relevant integration is going to be that you connect your autoresponder to your ClickFunnels account so that you can integrate it into your opt-in page. And you'll see that this menu will pop up on the right-hand side. And in order to make that menu go away, all you'll need to do is to click inside of the dashboard any place. That menu will then go away. You can then go to the settings. You'll then see SEO metadata. You'll then see another right-hand side menu come available, and this is where you can change your SEO metadata. When you're ready for that menu to go away, you'll click inside of the dashboard. That menu will go away. You'll then see any tracking code that you want to place inside of this page, and you'll be able to place that code here inside of ClickFunnels. In order to make this menu go away, you can X out of the menu. You can then go back to the settings. If you are going to place a Facebook pixel on your page, you can then connect your Facebook pixel to the page here. In order to make the menu go away before you save, you can click inside of the menu. You can then go back to your settings. Any custom CSS that you want to add to your page, you can add it here in this menu. In order to make this menu go away, you can then X out of the menu. Come back to the settings. If you want to change the background of your opt-in form, you can do that here by working with this menu. In order to make this menu go away, you can click inside of the menu. You can click inside of the dashboard. We can change the entire typography by changing all of the font for the entire template. And finally, you have a menu of general settings. For example, on your opt-in page, you can determine where your visitor will be sent when they click the submit button. You can also deliver a specific digital asset that you have already set up prior to working with your opt-in page. You can determine if you want to show the ClickFunnels affiliate badge, And you can also determine if you want this page to be shown to the search engines. And you've now seen the basic level of functionality that you can work with inside of the page system in ClickFunnels. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, another element that you're going to see on the left side menu is going to be a pop-up functionality. And basically, you're going to be able to create a pop-up for any page that you are working with inside of ClickFunnels. To see the default pop-up for this particular page, you can click Show Pop-up. And you're going to see the pop-up that will happen over this page if you choose to have it. Now, you're going to see an additional submenu that says Edit Pop-up Settings. It's going to be the same submenu that you see here. We're then going to click Edit Pop-up Settings. You are then going to be able to control how the pop-up happens over this particular page. And basically, what you're going to see is that the default setting is don't show when the user attempts to exit the page. However, you can turn this functionality on. And you can do it by clicking Show when user tries to exit. This means then that when the user attempts to leave your page, they will then be shown this pop-up in the manner in which you have it set. Now, there are advanced settings to this pop-up, and we can click on this tab. And we can make some changes to the pop-up in order to change the messaging as well as the functionality of the pop-up. For example, if we want to make an animated pop-up, we can do that. And we can do that so that the delay will be timed. Now, by default, the animation is turned off. However, we can make it so that the animation is going to be fading in or fading in with scale after a particular period of time when your user is going to be on your page. This means then that the user will be shown this pop-up apart from the exit pop functionality. So by default, the pop-up will not be shown unless you choose to make it shown either by an exit pop-up or by a timed delay. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, in the settings area, you're going to see that there's going to be an integrations tab for every page. When it comes to the opt-in page, you'll notice that you'll need to have an autoresponder integrated into ClickFunnels in order to use it with this opt-in page. Because what you're going to do here is you're going to select your integration in order to use for the opt-in. So to set up the integration, what we're going to do is go back to the dashboard and we're going to exit from this page. Once we get to the dashboard, we can then go to our account settings. That'll bring us to this page. What we can then do is to go to our integrations. You can then click Add a new integration. You can then choose your individual autoresponder. So in this case, for the sake of this video, we are going to choose MailChimp. Now you can narrow this down by going specifically to the email integrations. You can then choose your particular autoresponder. What you can do here is then go to your MailChimp account and get an API key. You'll then want to give your autoresponder a specific nickname. Now for the sake of MailChimp, we would need to create an API key. Now, every integration with an autoresponder is going to work differently depending on the one that you use. And what we need to do with MailChimp is to get an API key from our MailChimp account. We'll then add that API key and integration nickname and click Add Integration. Our integration will then be available. What you'll then do is to go back to your funnel. What you'll then do is go inside of your funnel. What you'll then do is to edit your page. What you'll then do is to go to your integrations area. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to connect your API key. Now, in order to demonstrate this, we're going to remove the integration so that we can connect it again. What we're going to do here is select an integration, our MailChimp integration. We're then going to select a specific action, and because we're now integrated with ClickFunnels and MailChimp, ClickFunnels will be able to see the list that we have set up inside of MailChimp. So we can select a list that's already set up from MailChimp. And once we do that, you'll notice then that the autoresponder is then connected. We can then choose whether or not we want to have a confirmation email sent. And once we've done that, we are then connected. You're then going to want to make sure to save your settings. You'll then want to click inside of the dashboard, and you'll then want to go back just to make sure that your settings in your autoresponder have been saved. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, every page within ClickFunnels will give you the opportunity to change the appearance structure. And you'll see that on the right-hand side menu. And you'll see 4 buttons at the top, as well as a preview button. For example, you can change the structure of the sections. You can manage the existing sections, and you'll see those sections as they are constructed with this particular page, or you can add in a section. You can choose as to what you want that section to look like, and you can drag and drop that section into your existing page. And ClickFunnels will then build the new section. If we go back to add a section, you'll notice that we can add in action on a particular section. And you'll have choices here that ClickFunnels gives you. So if you want to add in a section, you can drag and drop that section onto your page. ClickFunnels will then build that section. What you'll notice then is that each of those sections will then have controls on the right-hand side menu. For example, the section that we just added will have settings of its own. We can change the settings of that particular section by going to the section menu. We can take away that menu by clicking inside of the page. Going back to the section menu, what you'll see here is that you have settings and advanced elements. You also have the ability from this section to preview the section from mobile and desktop, to hide the section, to look at the code of the section, or to delete the section altogether. And we are going to delete the section. Going back to the section elements, we can clone an entire section. So we click the clone button. You'll see that the cloned section will appear right at the bottom of the section that you just cloned. You can delete the cloned section. Going back to the section elements, you can save the section once you've been working with particular changes. You can rename it or save it as a particular template. And once again, we can delete a section altogether. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. You can also customize the rows on any page within ClickFunnels. And you'll see it on the right side menu, and you can hover over the Rows tab. You can manage the existing rows, and you'll see them here on the right side menu. You can also add a row, just as you did a section. So for example, we can click Add Row. And you'll see here your existing rows, and you'll see here the row layout that you want to place. And basically what you can do is you can drag and drop a new row into your page. Let's assume that we want to drag and drop a 3-column row into the page. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the 3-column row, we're going to drag it onto the page, and we can place it in the areas where ClickFunnels gives us the opportunity to drop the element. We're going to drop the element here on the page. ClickFunnels will rebuild the page, and you'll then see your 3 columns where you can add new elements. So just as you did with the section element, you can change the settings. and you get a settings menu. You have advanced settings in the menu, and then you can animate an individual section. Once again, you have controls over this element, and you can delete it when you are ready. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, just as we manage the page structure with rows, we can also manage it with columns. And if we hover over this column area, we can manage the existing columns. What you'll notice is that when we hover over this column and we click the edit button, you'll actually be editing the actual column that you see on the page. So for example, if we click the full column button, you're going to see a menu come up, and you'll then be able to edit the settings. You'll have all of the same settings that were available inside of the row area. If we go to the advanced settings, we can change the styles, and we can also change the animation just as we can change them in other elements, and you'll also see an additional element associated with the column area. For example, you can see certain elements in a column appear when the page loads, and you can control how that column appears. Now in this case, we will not be adding additional columns to this page, therefore you do not have that option available. Once you have completed your options, you can then click Save. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. You also have an Elements tab, and you'll be able to go first to manage the existing elements on your page. If you click this link, you'll be able to see all of the elements that are already on the page that you are working on. And what you'll see when we highlight one particular element, you'll see that that element is also going to be highlighted on the page. What you'll also see is that we can hide an element and we can make it reappear. We can clone that individual element, and we can delete what we cloned, and we can edit that particular element by clicking on this edit button. That's going to give us access to a menu where we can change the structure of that element. You'll see the styles element here and animation. Now, every time that you encounter a different element, you're typically going to see a different right side menu with different elements. You'll want to check each time to determine which ones you are going to want to use. You can also add in elements. And there are 6 kinds of elements that you can add to this page. You can add a text element. In that case, what you're going to do is drag and drop that element to the place where you want it to appear. Once you drag and drop that element, you're going to have a settings menu that you can edit, and once again your right side menu is going to come available. You can edit that element or remove it altogether. We'll go back to our elements, go back to add another element. You can add in a media element. In this case, you have images, image pop-ups, videos, video pop-ups, and audio players. For example, if we were to drop in an audio player, we can do that. You'll go to the audio player and you'll click on the audio player settings. And you'll notice then that you have a different right side menu. You have themes available to this area, so you can change it. You also have an advanced menu, just as you have with the other elements. For this particular element, we need to be able to place the audio file URL so that our audio file can play. You can delete the element altogether by removing it. You can add in both forms and advanced forms. You can drop in a countdown menu, and as you can see, we have a countdown element available. So for example, we can drop in another countdown element, and we can delete the one that we have. We can then customize the element that we have. We can go back and delete the element. And if we need to go back, we can go back to the original element by clicking the undo button. And ClickFunnels gives us other content elements that we can add to our page. You'll see content blocks as well as any other miscellaneous elements that you may want to add. And so to change the structure of your page visually, you can add in elements that ClickFunnels gives you direct to your page. You can customize those elements by going to the individual settings element. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, another way to edit the elements of the page you are working on is to hover over each section of the page and then alter the content in those areas. So for example, if we hover over this area, you'll see that we have one specific element that we can work with. If we click inside of that area, what's going to happen is that we're going to be able to edit the content inside of that element. So for example, we can highlight this text and we can write in new text. If we want to change the nature of this element, we'll hover over it. We'll then click on the settings area and we're going to get a menu on the right side. We can then click inside of the dashboard to make that menu go away. Once again, we can hover over a particular element. We can click on top of that element in order to edit the content inside of that element. In this case, we are working with a specific countdown menu. We can then click inside of the dashboard area, and if we want to edit the settings, we can do that by clicking on the settings area, and you'll notice then that we get the same effect in this case if we click on top of the actual element. And so with each section that we hover over, we can make changes to that element. For example, if we hover over this element, you are going to notice that we are working with a pop-up button and that we can make changes with this pop-up. It's quite possible that you may want to work with this entire element. And so we'd hover outside of the bounds of the particular elements within the block, and we can change the settings of the entire block. You'll see then that we're now working with the entire opt-in area. So for example, if we wanted to change the background color, we could do that. If we hover again inside of the area but not the actual elements, what you'll notice then is if we click these settings, we are working with a column in a particular row. So you can make changes on any of the elements on a particular page by hovering over the elements, making changes to the element, hovering over the background, making changes to it, or in some cases even making changes to a particular row or column. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, once you've completed the work you're going to do on your page, you can then save that page. Once you save the page, you can then exit out to the page settings. We are now in the funnel settings area, and there are quite a few things that you can do here to make sure that your funnel works the way you want it to work. You'll see that you have the steps available to you. You'll be able to come and look at the statistics for your funnel. You'll be able to see the customers that have purchased from you, and you'll be able to control the funnel from the settings area. We'll now look at the funnel settings. Now, every funnel and set of pages that you work with inside of ClickFunnels will have these settings associated with it. And we're looking in particular at an opt-in page funnel. However, this same set of tools will be available to you even if you have sales pages or landing pages. Now, it's here where you can name your funnel, and this will be available to you inside of your ClickFunnels dashboard. You can associate it with the domain that you set up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to associate this funnel with the actual domain that's already set up. We can determine the path for this funnel, so we can change the name to a brandable name. If you have an identifying or branding favicon, you can set up the URL here in this area. Now, you are going to want to set up your account SMTP settings. We will be going over that in another video. Once you've done that, you can save and update your settings. You'll also notice here that there is another step in this funnel. Now, because this was a pre-made funnel, this actually comes with a thank you page and a set of templates that you have available to you. So for example, what we can do here is we can also go to the other page associated with the opt-in page in this funnel. We can choose a template to use with this page. For example, we can choose to select this particular template. And what we can do is we can then begin to edit this page just as we did the opt-in page. And if you go to edit your page, you'll see the set of tools available to you to edit the page just as you did with the initial page that we looked at in this course. We're now going to edit out back to the funnel settings. You're going to notice that each of the pages has a tab associated with it. There is a ClickFunnels automation tab. What you can do is you can add in different elements that happen when this page is executed. For example, we can add in a new action, and these events are going to be triggered based on the action associated with this particular page. We also have publishing options. And what you can do here is you can determine individual elements of this individual page within your funnel. We can determine the path of this funnel. We can determine the path of this page. And we can update that funnel step. And there are several other options available to you here. The same would be true with your thank you page as it is set up in the funnel. You can set up those steps and brand them the way you want them to be. We will update this funnel step. What you can do now from your page is that you can take a look at your funnel step according to the domain that you have set up. So for example, we can click on this thank you page and we can see the page live as it will look on the web. We can take a look at our other page. And because we have set it up with a branded name, we can now look at it on the web. And we can now see our page the way our customer will see it. Now, even though we have worked with this particular opt-in page, we have walked through the steps that you will need to know in order to make changes to any particular page or funnel. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, every page setup is going to be individually different. Once you have done your funnel steps, one of the things you're going to want to note is that when you need to go back and determine where your pages lead, you're going to need to do that with each individual setup that you do. So for example, we are looking at a thank you page, and we have set up the thank you page URL in our funnel settings. We need to know that information because we need to go back and determine that when the opt-in page completes its process, we want the individual to be sent to the thank you page. So what we're going to do is copy this thank you page. We're now going to head back to the opt-in page. We're now going to edit the opt-in page. When we edit the opt-in page, we're going to go to the settings. We're going to go to this general tab. And remember, it says that on submit, we want this individual page to go someplace. We want the page to go to the opt-in page. So we're going to place that page inside of this area. We're then going to have the page go to where we want it to go. And again, this is going to be important because we now have a new URL that we can set up to make the funnel work. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now that you understand the basics of how pages work inside of ClickFunnels, you can now create other kinds of pages. What you can do is you can go to your funnels area, and you can then click Build a New Funnel. And what you'll see is that there are other kinds of pages. Initially, we chose the goal of collecting emails. You can also choose the goal of selling a product. Now again, in terms of pre-made templates, you have several types of funnels that ClickFunnels gives you that are pre-made. A sales funnel, a product launch, or membership. These operate in the same way basically as the opt-in funnel did. For example, if we were to choose a sales funnel and we gave that sales funnel a name and we built a funnel, you will see that there are several pages to customize: a squeeze or opt-in page, a sales page, an order form, an order confirmation, and a thank you page. And what we will do is to modify each step according to our specifications. So when we choose our squeeze page and our squeeze page template, we need to determine where that page is going to go. And we're going to do that by setting up the next page in the process. When we choose and edit our sales page, we're going to be modifying the elements. For example, you'll see here that there is a sales video, and we'll be choosing the video that we'll be leaving there. We'll be choosing the kind of video and then determining the behavior of that video for that particular area of the page. And again, in the general settings, we're going to determine what the next step is in the course of the funnel. Now, in order for the sales process to go forward, you are going to need to have a payment gateway set up with ClickFunnels. And we will discuss that in the next video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video. Welcome back. You are now looking at a payment gateway's help screen inside of ClickFunnels. As of the recording of this video, there are two sets of payment integrations. ClickFunnels has divided them into the API payment gateways, which allow for all of the functionality of ClickFunnels, and then third-party payment gateways available. Now again, as of the recording of this video, if you choose to use a third-party payment gateway, ClickFunnels says four things. First, the OTO steps will not work with these gateways. Second, the order confirmation page can't be populated. Third, the order form step must be added to the funnel in order for the sales tab to show their purchases. Fourth, these gateways will notify ClickFunnels of successful purchases to allow them access to any member area that you create. Lastly, the funnel only works with one payment gateway at a time. If you choose to use Stripe and PayPal as options, you're going to need to have two separate funnels. With that understanding, you can add your new payment gateway. What you can do is click Add New Payment Gateway. You can then choose your payment gateway. Now, assuming that you are going to use Stripe, you're going to click on the Stripe integration. You'll then click Create Stripe Account. You'll then give this Stripe account a name, and this is going to be internal to you. You'll then determine whether to enable Apple Pay. You'll determine if this is going to be your default Stripe account. Now, what you're going to want to do is that within the browser you're going to be using, that you are logged into your Stripe account so that the connection will be made automatically. You're going to click Create Stripe Account. You'll then want to click Connect with Stripe. And you will attend the rest of the process by going through the connection using ClickFunnels. Once you complete the process, you'll be able to accept payments via Stripe through ClickFunnels. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now you can use ClickFunnels in order to send your transactional emails. That means that whenever you sell something through ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels will see to it that your customer gets an email. But as you've seen, in some cases, those emails don't always make the inbox. One of the ways around that is to set up your transactional email through ClickFunnels, but yet using an external service. ClickFunnels has email integrations, and you can reach that by going to your profile and then account settings. When you get to your account settings, you'll get to this tab for email integrations, and you want to click it. Once you do that, you're going to click this transactional and marketing tab. What you will need is an SMTP integration. And you can do that by using any of the three systems that ClickFunnels has designated as working with the system. One is a very popular system called SendGrid. Now you are going to need an account set up for SendGrid, and there is a cost associated with SendGrid. Now they do have a free plan in order for you to get started, which allows you to send emails up to 100 per day. Beyond that, you'll need to have their Essentials plan, which as of the recording of this video is the cost that you are seeing on your screen. However, knowing that price is subject to change. Now to start the process, you are going to need a secure domain added to ClickFunnels. You'll need access to your DNS records in your domain registrar. You'll need a SendGrid account, and you'll need a business email address within your domain. What we're going to do first inside of SendGrid is to authenticate our sending domain. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click Authenticate Your Domain. Then inside of SendGrid, we're going to need to designate our DNS host. We're then going to determine how we want to brand our links for this domain. We're then going to click Next. We are then going to enter the domain where we are sending. We're then going to click Next. SendGrid will then give us 5 keys to add to our DNS section. Once we've added the records, we can then click I've added these records. We can then click Verify. Now in the case of GoDaddy, when you are adding to the DNS, SendGrid will give you the host to enter and then what the host should point to, and they will do this 5 times over. Now every DNS is going to be different depending on where your site is going to be hosted. So you'll need to follow the directions as given to you by SendGrid and according to where your DNS is hosted. Once you've completed the process in SendGrid, you should see a message saying that the authentication worked and you can return to sender authentication. Once your domain is authenticated, you will then need to verify an email address. We are going to click Get Started here inside of SendGrid. You are then going to need to create a sender. And when your email address matches your domain which has been verified, your email will automatically be verified. You'll then need to go to your settings and then to your API keys. What you'll need to do is to create an API key. You'll then need to give this API key full access and you'll need to give it a name. You'll then click Create and View. You'll now want to integrate your SMTP. You're going to give this integration a title. This will be internal to you. You'll want to write in your sender email name. You'll want to write in your send from email address. Now your SMTP user is going to be the word API key. You're then going to put your API key from SendGrid into the SMTP password. The SMTP server is going to be this exact text as of the recording of this video, as will the SMTP port. Again, as of the recording of this video. In the help article for SendGrid, ClickFunnels will give you standard text to put into your SMTP footer. You will need to customize that footer with your exact details and information, and then you'll need to set the default SMTP integration and then click Save SMTP Integration. Once you do that, your page should be verified and ready to send with ClickFunnels. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. When you want to sell a digital product, you are typically going to sell it on a specific page, and you're going to give the customer access to the page where the product is on a page that's going to be private. ClickFunnels allows you to do this entire process in a funnel. What you do is you would go to create a funnel. When you do that, you would build a funnel. In this case, what you're going to do is sell a product. What you're going to do in this case is you're going to choose to sell your content with a membership that you can charge for. You're going to give this membership a name. Now there are 2 parts to the process that you will need to create. One will be membership access and the other will be the membership area. What you'll first do is to edit the membership access page. Once you've chosen a particular template, one thing you're going to want to do is to make sure that this page is going to be hidden to the search engines. You are going to go into your General tab. You're going to make sure that this drop down is ticked so that this area is going to be hidden. You can make any changes to customize this page that you want. Once you've done that, you can then click Save. You'll then exit out to the membership settings area. You'll also want to go to the Settings tab. Once you come to the Settings tab, you're going to associate this with your domain. You'll then want to set the path as you want it to be. You will save and update your settings. You'll then want to access your membership area. You'll first determine if you are going to work with the membership design. You can change the membership design in the editor. And you can alter anything that you want on this particular page, including elements of your menu. Once you've made any changes that you're going to make to your membership area, you can then exit out to the individual lessons so that you can set the appearance of the lessons. What you'll do to set the appearance of the lessons is you'll click Open Editor. And what you'll then be able to do is you'll be able to make changes to how the lessons are going to look inside of your customer's member area. Once you've made any changes you're going to make to the page, you will save them. You'll then exit out to your member area. You can continue to add sections and lessons. And when you come back to the settings area, what you'll notice is that if you go to the editor and you go to your membership design editor, it may look like your pages did not update. But if you preview the pages, what you'll notice then is you'll see your section and you'll see the lessons that you have set up, and you'll see all of the changes in real time as you make them. So one of the things you're going to want to do to see how your page is going to appear to your customer is to go into the editor and then preview it so that you can see what your customer will actually experience when they are part of your membership area. Now, the way that you are going to make sure that only your customers are going to have access to your content is to use the membership area page to restrict access. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go into your restrict access area. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to then state that you're only going to give access to people who have purchased a specific product. And this is a product that will have been set up inside of your payment processor. So if you have a payment processor that has been integrated into your ClickFunnels, you will be able to add that product to restrict access to only the individuals that have purchased the product through your shopping cart or payment processor. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we are going to set up a product for sale. And we're going to choose any one of our funnels, and we're going to start from the order form page. And you're going to notice a tab here that says Products. You're going to click that button. What you're then going to do is to click Add Product. You're then going to choose your payment integration. In this case, we're going to choose our default Stripe gateway. We're then going to click Save and Next. We're going to give our product a name. We're then going to give the product a price. We're going to write in any identifying information, and then we're going to click Save and Next. If you have product variations, you can untick this. Otherwise, we are going to click Save and Next. In the fulfillment email area, we can choose to either send the individual to a fulfillment email, or we can send the individual to a membership area that we have already set up. In this case, we're going to choose to have an individual sent to a membership area that we have already set up. And we're then going to click Save and Next. We are going to trigger a follow-up action. In this case, we're going to have an individual added to our Get Response list. We're going to add that individual to a specific campaign, and we're going to choose the campaign. We're then going to click Save and Next. If this product is not a physical product, we're going to click Save and Next. And we have now created our product. And now when the individual submits their order form, they're going to be added to a membership product that we have set up here. What we now need to do is to go to the funnel where the membership is and then restrict the access. So we're going to go to the membership product. We are then going to go to the membership area. What we're then going to do is restrict the access. And we're going to update the lesson. And we're going to do the same thing for section 2. We are going to add in our product to restrict access. And our product is now ready to be sold directly via membership access. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.